Cold morning, King's Landing. King Robert Baratheon paces his solar, king's blood in his wound-darkened face. The steel-capped hilt of a long stick rests against the wall. Across the table stands Ned Stark, gauntlet still in hand, concern in his gray eyes. Robert slams his fist down. Robert, Ned, I've had enough. That boy, Joffrey, is turning into a monster. He cursed Sir Lyle Crakehall at a feast, spat in my grog like it was dirt. Ned's face is calm. He replies softly, Yond Ed. Joffrey is the king's son. He was raised behind Queen Cersei's skirts. He lacks discipline, yes, but he is but a child. Robert rubs his aching forehead. The fresh bruise from the hunt nags him with every breath. He looks Ned in the eye. Robert. I asked her to let me discipline him, but Cersei refuses. She says no northerner has any claim on her son. I've tried, Ned. He's mine. But I swear if I have to send the runt to the wall or the gods nowhere, I will. Ooh, I need someone with iron in their blood. Ned's brow furrows. The tension in the air is heavy. Robert speaks lower, deadly serious. Robert, I want you to take him, Ned, to Winterfell. Raise him in the old ways, where a boy learns respect. If he stays at court, he'll be rotten. You know how to raise boys. Robb, Sansa, real children. Ned's jaw tightens. Cersei Lannister steps into the doorway, gilded rage on her cheeks. Her silken dress whispers on the cold stone floor. Now she glances between the king and Ned. Cersei, you will send my son away to that frozen dungeon? The wolves of the north are to teach my son? Robert spins to face her, both of them at full height. Robert, do not speak of your son that way. He's been cruel and spoiled long enough. Ned Stark will teach him what honor means. If you'll allow anyone to lay a finger on my heir, it's him. Cersei's eyes flash green. Cersei, my son is not some farm boy to be beaten and starved. He is the Prince of the Seven Kingdoms. No one, no Stark or Bear, will tell him how to live. The king's fist impacts the table with a crack. Robert, silence, I am king, your son will go. To learn, or I will make a new son. Now, back off. Ned steps forward, hands raised slightly. Ned, your grace, if it is the king's will, then so be it. Joffrey shall come north. He'll have a proper education, under House Stark. Robert nods wearily. Cersei retreats from the furious eyes of her husband. Outside the hall, a page announces the order to prepare horses. In a week, Prince Joffrey Baratheon will ride to Winterfell, whether he likes it or not. Winterfell. A chilly evening. Snowdrifts swirl in the torchlight of the courtyard. Long shadows stretch from carved stone direwolves onto the icy ground. The great gates swing open with a creak. Prince Joffrey Baratheon, a slender boy in a fine velvet jerkin now dusted with snow, steps down from his warhorse. And his light brown curls are tousled, and his face is flushed from the chill. He surveys the grim stone castle with contempt. Beside him, two royal guards clank in armor, hands tight on their spears. Lord Eddard Stark stands at the foot of the steps, candlelight illuminating his broad face. At his side are Robb Stark and Sansa Stark, both grown into robust youths. Jon Snow just behind them, with a hand on the hilt of his sword, and Theon Greyjoy leaning against a pillar, arms crossed with a smirk. The four children watch the newcomer warily. Ned inclines his head respectfully. Your Grace, welcome to Winterfell. His voice is steady. Joffrey's cold gray eyes take it all in. The high timbered ceiling, the roaring hearth, the tapestries of Starks by hunting scenes. He turns his noble chin up. My home, he says with disdain, the word curling on his tongue like bitter smoke. He throws off his cloak. These walls are older than my grandfather's tales. I feel like a rat among wolves. Robb's hand tightens on his axe. Sansa curtsies timidly, then looks away. Theon snickers. Jon stands back, expression unreadable. Ned moves forward. The north is not so cold as it seems, Prince, he replies gently. Here, a boy learns to hunt boar in the snow and trust his own strength. He glances from Joffrey to Robb and back. You will dine with us. Later, you can meet your new sisters and brothers. Joffrey tosses out a glove. Meet who? I have no place among them. I am Prince Joffrey Baratheon, the rightful heir to the Iron Throne of my father, King Robert. His voice rings with authority. Ned dips his head to hide the faint flicker of pain he feels. Here, your title matters less. In Winterfell, we are equals under these walls. Call me Lord Stark, or Ned. Robb steps forward, expression cautious but curious. I am Robb. This is Sansa, Arya. Well, she's elsewhere. And Jon Snow, your half-brother. And Theon Greyjoy. See, and other foster brother. Welcome my prince. Joffrey blanches at the term half-brother. He rears on his heels. If Snow is your name, keep it. I am no Stark's kin. Jon's face flushes, but he only bows his head slightly. Theon chuckles. If you were a Stark, you'd freeze your butt off quick enough. Joffrey sneers. I'll wear armor of steel and brazen crown over your frost-bitten bones any day. He turns on his heel, striding past them. Ned holds his ground as Joffrey storms away. He will learn respect soon enough, the Lord says quietly, though his eyes are solemn. The North has its own laws, and a king is taught to respect them as well. Sansa watches Joffrey go, lips pinched. She whispers to Arya, who just arrived. Is he as awful as they say? Arya shrugs. Worst thing is, he thinks he's better than us. Let him learn just how wrong that is. Later that night, Winterfell stables. Joffrey's entourage prepares the prince's maw. Joffrey ties up his horse roughly and steps into the cold. He pulls a thin cloak about himself, but it slides off. A lone snowdrift tumbling past the gate catches his eye. Suddenly, a ghostly howl flirts at the silence. It rises again, closer, mournful, and bright. Arya's Nymeria? No, that would be smaller. This is deep, heavy winterwood howl from beyond the gates. Joffrey flinches. He had not counted on wolves here. He turns to the castle. Tall walls, pointed roofs, windows glowing golden. That at least indoors he might find warmth. He starts to retreat but stops. His teeth nearly chatter. Out of the corner of his eye, a pale shape moves. On 4 legs, snow bright against night. A great gray-white direwolf steps between Joffrey and the castle. Its eyes are shining orbs. Joffrey stops and holds still. Direwolf, low growl. Grrr! Joffrey's voice trembles. Oh, of course, a beast to welcome me. He takes a couple of steps away. The wolf lunges forward with a fang-white snarl. Before Joffrey can scream, a staff falls on his arms. Ned. Back inside, boy, Joffrey gasps. Ned stands behind him, a shadow by the wall. Winterfell men circle, swords out, facing the wolf. But Nymeria's eyes only watch Joffrey. Finally, Arya appears, out of nowhere. She stands between her wolf and the guards. Easy, girl. He's not threatening us. She raises her palm. The direwolf's snarling voice purrs lower. Nymeria sits, still large as a horse. Joffrey, still in shock, looks Ned in the eyes. The wolf sits. Ned. Nymeria respects family, even ones she does not know. Go inside and warm yourself by the fire. Joffrey swallows. He turns quickly, hurries into the castle. The Wolf King follows him only with a pair of eyes in the darkness, a chilling reminder. The North is home to children of wolves now. 1 month later, Winterfell training grounds, morning. The sky is steel gray, snow crunches underfoot. A training dummy wears battered armor. 3 teens circle it, Robb with a wooden sword, Jon practicing archery, and Joffrey pacing nervously. Theon lounges on a bench with a fat nose horn of wine. Robb swings. His form is fluid from years of practice. Jon's arrows hit the target dead center. Joffrey grips a sword too heavy for him, fingers white-knuckled. He struts around like a prize bull, scowling at the others. Theon. Is it hunting season, little prince? Oh, you look too high on those shoulders to see anything in the woods. Jon lowers his bow. He glances at Joffrey. First day, Theon. He nods to Joffrey. Try your brother's stance. It's more stable. Joffrey snorts. I'm no stummer of snow. My father is King Robert. I might have slain more boars by your age. Robb sheaths his sword softly. Might or might not. Try it for yourself. He hands Joffrey a wooden practice sword. Ned. Remember, no one is above a lesson here. Ned stands behind Jon, his arms crossed. His gray cloak flutters. Joffrey stiffens, then lashes out at the dummy with unnecessary force. His wooden sword snaps the target's arm off. Robb smiles faintly. Steady, he takes the sword from Joffrey. Firmly, he sets the boy's feet, presses Joffrey's hands around the hilt. Relax your shoulders. Joffrey resists the correction. Theon's laughter is quiet but sharp. Ned, let Robb show you. He nods to Robb's stance. Robb demonstrates, each move smooth and balanced. Come on. You wanted to fight. Show us you meant it. Joffrey lifts the sword again, frustration burning on his cheeks. He swings wildly. A clattering blow misses the dummy, making a guard scurry away. Joffrey glares at him. Robb sighs and gently takes Joffrey by the shoulders. He presses the boy's arms, slowing their swing. Steady. You forget your breath. Inhale. Exhale. Strike. Breath shudders out of Joffrey as he strikes true. The wooden sword slices through the air, neatly detaching the dummy's arm. Thunk. Joffrey stands stunned, chest heaving, his eyes widen. Robb nods. There, that's it. Joffrey glares at the broken arm on the ground. I did it! I killed it! Panic flickers in his face, then disbelief. It sinks in. His hand worked. Ned steps forward. His voice is calm, but carries. Good, you're learning. Joffrey squares to Robb defiantly. Prince would do as well. Robb arches an eyebrow. Your Grace, he teases gently. But it's just Joffrey here. Joffrey scowls, recognizing a glint of approval in Ned's eyes despite the lesson. For a moment, the Stark boy and the Baratheon boy share a look, one of rivalry and a hint of grudging respect. Night, Winterfell, Great Hall. A roaring fire casts flickering shadows. A feast of roast venison and boiled potatoes is laid out. The atmosphere is warm. Joffrey sits between Sansa and Arya at the long trestle table. Across, Robb and Jon share a plate. Ned and Catelyn sit at the head. A faint tension hangs from the day's training. Joffrey pokes at his food. This tastes of sawdust. Where's the boar they hunted? Sansa, always polite, smiles thinly. Winterfell has no boar. The forest around here is sparse, but the venison is good. Joffrey sneers. He throws a small meat bone at Arya. Crash. It clatters near the wall. The wolf family look up. Ned. Prince Joffrey. His tone is gentle but carries authority. Oh, this Lord's Hall has no place for your game of bones. Joffrey shrugs. This Lord's Hall is nothing but rock and wool. I'm used to lions and gold. Catelyn's dark eyes flash. There is gold in our hearth, lad. Family. You could learn from it. Arya whispers to Robb, worried. A tense hush. Joffrey rises. I did not come north to study morals. I came because my father demanded it. He turns on his heel. Theon grins. Show the Stark brat how a real son of Baratheon stands. Ned stands abruptly. Enough! He fixes Joffrey with a stern look. You will stay, boy. You will eat, and tonight you will sleep in the hall of the guest rooms. Fear spreads on Joffrey's face, quickly masked by rage. He grips the table edge. Robb reaches to steady Sansa, worried for her. Theon. We could send him to the kennels. Ned's great hand flares out. No more jesting. Joffrey will serve his time as all of my guests do. He will endure, or he will leave. His gaze never leaves the prince. Joffrey sneers, but sits again with a huff. Ned turns back to his meal. The hall falls silent. Even Joffrey's harsh breathing is quiet. The fire crackles in that uneasy moment. A week later, outside Winterfell. Day. A pack of dogs trails Ned and Robb into a glade. They've come to hunt boar, rustling in bracken. A great boar charges. Ned's arrow flies true, followed by Robb's. The beast tumbles. Boar teeth gnash in death throes. Joffrey, armed with a hunting blade, approaches the trembling boar with a strange mix of excitement and fear. Theon and Jean stand back. The boar emits a tortured squeal. Joffrey hesitates, breathing shallow. He steps closer with his blade raised. Ned. Prince Joffrey, end it! Joffrey's hand shakes. He lunges and misses. The boar rolls, still alive, its quill-tipped tusks muddy and menacing. It tries to rise again. Joffrey swears, his face stricken. He stabs suddenly. The boar squeals one final time and lies still. A hush. Joffrey bends, stunned he succeeded, but his eyes stare at the dying animal. Ned, you did well. Joffrey's shoulders sag. Theon snickers, wiping boar blood from Joffrey's cheek. Joffrey crushes his eyes shut and shakes his head. Theon laughs, wide-mouthed. Joffrey, I did it. Ned kneeling by the corpse. Yes. He looks Joffrey in the eye. That animal never stood a chance. You ended its pain. Eden, that's mercy and respect. No one interrupts. Joffrey stands uneasy among the hunting party, coming to terms. After a moment, Ned offers Joffrey a hand. Reluctantly, the prince places his on top. Ned grips it firmly. Ned, if you needed me to do it, I would have. You see? Even your prince's blood is no reason to leave a creature suffering. This is what one must do. Joffrey nods. There's no snide remark now. Beneath the cold veneer, a seed of understanding is planted. Yeah, he helps Robb and Ned skin the boar, but remains quiet. Winterfell, months passing. Autumn to winter, seasons turn. Joffrey grows lean and strong under northern skies. He learns to ride, to fish in icy streams, to cut wood. He even hunts fox and stag under Robb's watchful eye. Although he still bristles at cold, he learns to don heavy cloaks without complaint. He begins to call Ned father in his heart. Ned addresses him as prince sometimes, but also praises him for small victories. And Joffrey is surprised to find himself liking the taste of stew after hunting. He now wears a thick leather jerkin to every meal, eats without complaint, and goes to bed without a grumble. Robb, once stiff with formality, now no longer calls him prince when alone together. Instead, Robb is Robb, and Joffrey answers by name. They have come to spar as equals. Once Joffrey's temper led him to strike when losing. Now, Robb's calm patience has taught Joffrey to fight fairly. They save their anger for war games only. Even Theon's taunts have dulled. Joffrey tolerates them, sometimes surprising Theon with a quick riposte. Over time, even a strange friendship forms between them. Men who came from distant shores, both hurt by the world's cruelty, finding solace in the contests of strength. Theon would grin when Joffrey bested him at archery. Joffrey would laugh when Theon caught a boar alone. Jon Snow stands with Joffrey as his friend. Jon, once sullen, now speaks quietly to Joffrey of the world beyond Winterfell, the pride of House Stark, the faith of the old gods, and the North's legends. Joffrey is polite, even grateful for the tales. When he laughs, it sometimes echoes into Jon's silent acceptance. In long winter nights by the fire, Joffrey learns of honor from Ned, how a lord must protect his people, keep his word, even when it costs blood. Ned tells him of King Robert's courage and flaws. Joffrey listens quietly, doubt creasing his brow when he hears of Cersei's cruelty. One night, Ned's confidences nearly spill. Ned, your father was kind at heart, though he loved hunting more than his duties. The man you called father had much to teach, but men are human, Joffrey, flawed. Joffrey stiffens. He opens his mouth as if to protest, but thinks better of it. Instead, he stares into the fire, where flickering light dances on his reflection in the hearth. Winterfell, late night. It's quiet. Joffrey slips from bed. He hears muffled sobbing. He finds Jon Snow outside, lean against the wall, face in his hands. Joffrey approaches hesitantly. Joffrey. Jon? Jon glances up, red-eyed. Daenerys? He murmurs. Daenerys? Surprised, Joffrey steps closer. Jon looks at him. Jon. My mother, Daenerys. His voice cracks. I saw the ravens. They say she's tamed 9 dragons. She's taking a fleet to Westeros. Joffrey blinks. The girl with dragons? A queen warlord? Then he stands in silence a moment. Jon. One day, we'll have to face her, but maybe not with swords. Joffrey gazes at the North Stars. Dragons, he whispers, trying to swallow fear. Jon places a firm hand on his shoulder. The North remembers. The North faces its enemies. They share a solemn look. Then Joffrey clears his throat. We won't cower. Whatever she comes with, we'll meet it head on. Jon nods quietly. He puffs out steam in the cold air. Your father? He was a Baratheon. But the North is home now. You fight for what's right. Joffrey nods in return, the weight of what his friend's saying slowly sinking in. He doesn't have an answer, only a stirring in his chest, a sense of duty bigger than himself. Year 298, King's Landing, morning. Switch perspective. Robert Baratheon lay in his chambers, wounded by a hunting boar. The kingdom reaped shock and sorrow. Their king lay near death. Court whispers called for Ned Stark's counsel. In Winterfell, the raven bears news. By dawn's light we have lost the king. The boar proved fiercer than any king, and now Robert Baratheon is dead. Robb's hand trembles on the letter. Joffrey, noticing, moves to stand behind him. Sansa and Catelyn weep. In the corner, Bran covers his face. Robert Stark. Ned will need us. With Robert gone, the crown beckons. Robert. I am late to fetch him, sister. Catelyn. He went south. Yet Catelyn urged it. He had to secure your brother's claim. Ned never told them about Joffrey's parentage, but all know Joffrey was Robert's son. Now, the realm has no living Baratheon heir at court. The lords murmur, Stannis, Renly, or Joffrey the boy king. Robb turns to Joffrey. The letter is still in his hand. Prince Joffrey. He begins carefully. Joffrey looks to Ned, who stands silent at the head of the table. Ned breaks the hush. The Iron Throne is empty until a rightful king is named. And by law, Prince Joffrey has the strongest claim. But your place, son, is here in the north. I intend to travel to King's Landing to secure our loyalties and negotiate peace. Joffrey's heart clenches. Ned sounds uncertain, afraid even. Ned, quietly. You stay. Robb will lead Winterfell's men if war comes. If I can, I will protect what is ours in the south. Joffrey clenches his fists. He is old enough now, nearly a man. No, father, I must go. My blood, my right. When I swore to protect father's realm. Ned places a hand on his shoulder. My Joffrey, the realm's safety is my oath. I raised you by that oath. You stay. A flash crosses Joffrey's face. Acceptance, worry, responsibility. He finally nods. Ned gently squeezes his shoulder. King's Landing, later. Ned arrives with armies in tow, named as regent for the boy king. Chaos erupts. Queen Cersei, anxious to hold power, confronts Ned. Ned. I bend the knee to King Stannis Baratheon, and by right, Cersei spits. It was Robert's pact with the Seven, and Robert is dead. You hold the North's banners, but not that of his son in the South. Ned. I swear our loyalty to the crown. But if you hide the truth of Joffrey's blood, do you defy our king? Before Ned can finish, guards seize him. Rumors fly of treason, a trial, no mercy granted. Narrator. Even as swords clashed for power, Cersei's panic and Tywin's ambition pushed King's Landing into despair. Lord Eddard Stark, who had raised Joffrey like a son, fell by the axe for treason. Rivendell. Cry of war. A year has passed, and war has engulfed the kingdoms. Lord Robb Stark has declared independence in the north, king in the north. He kneels before a rough wooden crown of robber barons. At his side stands Joffrey Baratheon, once prince, now a grim young lieutenant in northern colors, his silver hair dusted with snow, his face set like flint. The great hall is banners of both houses now, and surrounding them are the Stark lords and Baratheon men from Storm's End who still ride under the prince's squire. They have gathered after sacking Oxcross. Robb, we ride south at dusk to break the Lannister hold and avenge my father. This war must end with our victory. Men cheer, swords raised. Joffrey's hand tightens on Greatjon's shoulder. Joffrey steady to himself. For father. Stonehedge battlefield. Dawn. Rain whips across a killing field. A creek of archers stands ready. At Lannister banners of red and gold flutter on the left. Stark and Baratheon banners on the right. Robb, Joffrey, and Edmure stand together on a slight rise. Robb nods sharply. Loose! An arrow volley tears through the enemy front. A cry of hundreds. Horses charge as steel meets wood. Joffrey moves with a sword in hand. His armor is marked with splintered arrows. A dying man cries out at his feet. The knight, a Lannister's son, begs for mercy. In another life, a Joffrey would have driven his blade in, but he remembers Ned's words. Mercy shows strength. Joffrey steps back and pushes the man to his feet. handing him a flask of water. "Live and send word to your lord." The warrior stares in shock, then nods. "Joffrey, go!" He watches as the knight staggers away. He hears Robb roar and plunges into battle anew. Winter on, across Westeros, montage. Lannister armies clash with northern banners. Great Jon and Bolton ride out to wipe out deserters. Old Theon fights valiantly for his friend. Edmure's cunning ambush traps Casterly forces at the Whispering Wood. Each victory costs blood. In the Iron Islands, Balon Greyjoy rises and is crushed at the Greywater Watch after Yara returns to spite him. From King's Landing, Tywin Lannister pours the city's gold into recruiting sellswords. Cersei Tyrell courts Lannister forces. All the while, ravens from Essos speak of the Dragon Queen, Daenerys Targaryen, gathering strength behind her 3 dragons, one ready to sail for the Iron Throne. In the midst of war, Joffrey remains steadfast. The boy who once knew only cruelty now addresses his men kindly, remembers to share rations with the wounded. He still surprises himself. One fogged morning, Joffrey rides through a camp at River Run. He finds Catelyn speaking with a wounded bannerman. Catelyn sees Joffrey and smiles gently. Catelyn, "Prince Joffrey, you have honor beyond a young boy's means. Your uncle Robert would have been proud." Joffrey blinks, looking down at his dirty cloak. He begins awkwardly, then stops, searching for words. "Thank you, Lady Stark." He turns and walks on, pulling his cloak tighter. In the next tent, he writes a letter home. "Mother, I have become someone you would not recognize. I wish you could see me now." A cold night by the fire, at River Run. Robb's war council meets by flickering torchlight. Robb, Catelyn, Edmure, and others sit. Joffrey sneaks in unnoticed with a wooden chair. He clears his throat softly. All eyes turn. Robb nods to him. "Robb." "What is it, Joffrey?" Joffrey begins haltingly. "The Northern Lords have been talking. Cersei is desperate. Tywin cracks in the Red Keep. They call you king and me nothing but Baratheon." Robb. "And what of it?" Joffrey glances around. "I've fought beside you. If I'm king in name, it might unite our men if I claim the throne." Catelyn frowns. "We cannot be ruled by a boy, especially one raised north." Robb's jaw tightens. "My crown is for the north alone now." Joffrey swallows. "My father's name still means something. If Cersei murdered Ned, yet I claim the throne, it could be over." Robb stares. Great Jon grabs his axe in silence. Then Robb speaks quietly. "Robb, we owe you, Joffrey, everything, but our cause is for the north. You must follow your own heart." Catelyn puts a hand on Joffrey's shoulder. "Your people are here. We fight for what's right. This prince, win or lose, you will have honor." Tears prick Joffrey's eyes. He nods. "Joffrey, then let's end this." A raven at Winterfell, after Oxcross. A raven arrives from the south. Edmure is captured by the Freys at the Twins. Robb is dead, killed by Walder Frey's treachery. The north is broken. Joffrey rides through a ruined camp outside the Twins on an afternoon in black armor. Bodies lay strewn, red wedding banners torn. Panic surrounds him. He dismounts, face ashen. Jon Snow, that returned from the Night's Watch, stands with grieving gray wind. Robb's body is on a slab. Catelyn's wailing fills the air. Joffrey's breath catches in his throat. "Jon, no!" Jon kneels by Robb. "No!" Joffrey steps forward. He kneels too, unseen by the women. He gently lifts Robb's hand, draws a dagger, and carefully closes it over Robb's eyes. Tears burn Joffrey's cheeks. "Joffrey, for everything, my lord, my friend." He stands, rage and sorrow brewing within. By his side, the last Stark children and loyal lords cling to each other. That night, Joffrey and Jon mount. They ride north in darkness, carrying Robb's shattered rebellion with them. Joffrey's face is set in a mask of stone. Winterfell, war routs, winter's deep end. The Lannisters, thinking the north beaten, send a small army to conquer Winterfell. But Joffrey, now a mature and battle-hardened youth of 17, commands the defense. Theon. To me, northern bowmen thin out the enemy ranks. Joffrey, that in his father's sigil and a Stark cloak over his armor, leads a charge at dawn. The hall falls to snow-lit dawn. Cersei's red banners are burned. The Lannister force is routed. Grey wind lopes by Joffrey's side as he enters the great hall, where a new council is summoned by torchlight. The tides have turned. Young Prince Joffrey, once called nothing more than Robert's boy, now stands at the head of what remains of the northern host. Lords gather to decide Westeros' fate. Robb is dead. Jon is near Southwatch. Stannis' claim has waned after defeat at Blackwater. Daenerys' dragons stir across the sea. Before the hearth, lords of the north, riverlands, and storms assemble. Joffrey stands, pulling down a fir sleeve. On a low table glint the iron crown and a wolf's head helm. A hush falls. Once he'd known only what his mother and queen demanded of him. Now he knows his own heart. The boy king in exile must decide. Does he rise to claim the throne of his birth, or reject it in favor of his Stark upbringing? In silence, Joffrey's gaze sweeps across the crowd. His chest heaves. He remembers Ned's last look in that courtyard, the truth he never spoke. He hears Robert's dying plea. He sees his mother's cruelty in his mind's eye, and then Ned's justice. A burden of choice crushes him, making his knees shake under the weight. Joffrey, quiet voice. My lords, my friends. He swallows. His voice grows strong. I have stood at the crossroads of my life. You see, twice I could have taken what I thought was mine, my crown, and ruled by fear. But what have I learned instead? Joffrey lifts his head, eyes shining. I will choose honor. I choose Ned Stark's honor. Murmurs ripple through the hall. A great silence. Ned's noble principles echo in Joffrey's heart. Joffrey gently picks up the wolf's head helm. He places it on his chest. Joffrey, continuing. If a crown must be worn, let it be one forged by duty, not cruelty. The Iron Throne's power cannot buy peace, but loyalty and justice can. Therefore, he sets the helm on his head. Silver fur frames his face. He stands taller. Joffrey, I will not be king of the Seven Kingdoms. I will be the Warden of the North. Gasps fill the hall. Some lords whisper in shock. Greyjohn smiles wide. Theon looks stunned. Edmure steps forward. Edmure. Prince Joffrey, Lord Joffrey, your decision changes everything. But the North and the Riverlands will follow you. Robb's bannermen roar approval. Narrator. Joffrey has chosen the legacy of Ned Stark. He has chosen duty over destiny. He descends from the dais. The Iron Crown is picked up by a banner of Storm's End and cast into a nearby hearth. The flame devours it. Joffrey stands at the table, now a lord among lords. He turns to Jon, still next to him. Jon meets his eye, sees pride shining in them. Ned. Voiceover, memory. The man who passes the sentence should swing the sword. Joffrey grips the hilt of a sword set before him, not his father's heirloom, but a simple northern blade. He places one heavy hand on Robb's and the other on Greatjon's, sealing the bond. Joffrey. We take the North's keep. We drive out the last Lannisters. We rebuild in memory of what we lost. We do what my father Ned would have wanted. A cheer goes up. The age of splintered thrones comes to an end here. In Winterfell's old God's Wood. Epilogue, years later. In the long summer of peace, Westeros has changed. From King's Landing to Moet Cailin, the North stands as one kingdom under Warden Joffrey Stark, the Baratheon prince who became a son of the North. The Iron Throne lies empty, destroyed, a reminder that power is not given by birth, but by the hearts of men. In Winterfell's courtyard, Joffrey stands gazing at the horizon. All around him kneel lords and ladies of every corner of Westeros, united by the Wolf's Oath. His late brother Robb's sister is now his consort, wise and strong, and they bear a daughter with burning silver hair and eyes of gray. The boy who came to the North hating its wolves grew up to be the man who became their pack leader. A prince who might have ruled by fear, instead learned to rule by honor. Through Joffrey of Winterfell, the North's hard lessons forged a new path for the Seven Kingdoms, one where courage and compassion bind the realm stronger than iron ever could.